a simple task is the important part of this too. It's like boiling it down and then handing a part of it to someone and saying, do that.
Do that.
That's very important because it's very complex. It's infinitely complex.
And the levels of complexity are certainly infinite. We have to boil it down and do just the simplest part quickly. Mm-hmm. And I think that your student from Korea he's a strong candidate.
Yeah, and he's the only one I know right now that can do the SketchUp, but there are others. It's a question of...
But we're going to meet at my place next Tuesday at 11 a.m. That will be on the...
If I can get him, I'll bring him along.
And if you can get... Oh, that would be fabulous.
That would be fabulous. I've no idea what his schedule is. No idea.
And in any event, we'll have SketchUp. He has SketchUp because he's been doing it. But it gives me something to work towards. And now that you're on my board of advisors, and we're meeting with the chief operating officer Thursday, and we're meeting with the little brown person on the book deal on Thursday night, and we're meeting with B.F. Skinner, and we're planning a board meeting for the whole Systems International and database. Mm-hmm. I'm assembling the capability at warp speed.
Okay.
We're not fooling around. Mm-hmm. We've got a White House where there are serious questions that Trump can do it all by himself. And Trump realizes it. And he got, for one reason or another, he's decided to delegate it all to Jared Kushner. People are aghast. My view is the better the people, the fewer the people, the better, and the better the people, the fewer.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you're kind of a Buckminster Fuller of our time, eh?
Well, Buckminster Fuller, whom I've met with many times.
Because I'm surprised you haven't sort of gone to the geodesic form of this, because each one of those could be like a buckyball instead of a cube.
Skinner wanted me to teach crystallography. We built a course in crystallography, and to show all the I.A. Richards and the Noam Chomskys and the Jerome Brunners that his method of operant conditioning could be used to teach in helping with creativity, and it can be. But now he focused on the scientific analysis of behavior. And at the time he did it, it was the behavior of the body. Mm-hmm. Now we can look at the behavior of the brain and guess at the behavior of the mind and come up with a scientific analysis that builds on the geniuses of the past.
Yeah. So it's a kind of combination of Skinner and Buckminster Fuller. So you got you're creating an architecture of behavior, like a gymnasium of the mind.
Exactly.
I made a painting one time, a long time ago, that was shown at the Guggenheim. That was my first big exhibition in America, and that was part of a thing called British Art Now. 8 artists were showcased. I had about 19 pieces, and it just catapulted me to a position because I sold everything within 4 days, and then I got started in America. And the painting that the Guggenheim bought was called Palestra, and it's the word for a gymnasium from an ancient gymnasium. And the idea of these physical forces moving against each other and pushing against each other, making it physical, is making the mind have a physical sense of itself.
I put a question into Quora. I don't know if you know Quora.
Yeah.
And say, what would a 3-dimensional configuration of the mind look like? And I got very interesting answers. One said, not possible to do it. Can't be done. Another said, that's the most interesting question I've seen today. It could be trillions of possibilities in dimensions. None of them gave the answer that I got.
Well, the thing that drove me is that making something tangible. It's making it, when I say making it physical, it's making it, so that your 5 senses can get around it. Because you can use the whole body to think with, you can think better.
And it works.
I don't want to think of my body as a taxi for my head.
Most of the brain and the body work automatically. It's just a small fraction that you're conscious of and that you're taking direct action. That's it. Consciousness is absolutely important. But consciousness is, if anywhere, we call it the mind. And by being able to get a physical representation of the mind in 3 dimensions and look at the structure and the function and the network and the interconnection and build a digital prototype of it, the whole framework.
But that's why I keep saying the physical, because
it's a big deal.
Making something 3-dimensional is like making it physical. You know, it's like making something that you can even print this damn thing out. You know, in 3D printing.
We're doing 3D, and the idea that you have, I saw your cardboard mock-ups of 3-dimensional things. We can get kids building them in every school in the country, putting them in every park in the country, redoing the New York Times so that there's a framework that is for the gray lady.
You want like a bouncy castle.
And
bouncing around in the brain.
What you know and what you don't know and what's new, instead of the same article over and over again. We're overloaded, overwhelmed, overstuffed, and we're going to make everyone overjoyed.
You get someone to build you a building that's of 25 cubes, you know, all stacked together.
We could actually begin to
Make
design
an apartment
buildings.
Yeah.
Instead of the 2 cultures that of CP Snow.
It's like Corbusier in his wine rack idea, you know, for the modular building.
It's a modular building. We could begin to infect the design of buildings, and make the contiguous adjacent spaces and the location of the building within a framework that is the framework that everyone knows where to go to find the person who can speak Turkish and do civil engineering.
United Nations building. Yeah, make the world like a brain that talks to itself.
And certainly the world
apartments are full of, you know, connected world.
And the world starts with the conceptual framework.
I'll tell you who might be.
It's a spherical.
I'll tell you somebody who might be interested.
The world is spherical.
You should look up Schlossberg, Edwin Schlossberg. Now he's created a design company. Now he worked with Buckminster Fuller, and he's married to one of the Kennedys. And he was very influenced by the geodesic world, the web of the world.
Yeah.
But he does big LED productions for buildings.
Hugh, you're going to wake up tomorrow morning, and you're going to come out of Delta.
Delta is what again?
Delta is the brain waves that are 0 to about 4 cycles a second.
I've got a request for you. Can you connect me with someone who understands biofeedback?
I sold in my company in 1972 a biofeedback device, called a cyborg at the time. Just go to biofeedback on Wikipedia, you'll get started.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And I don't have any intention.
I'd really like to know somebody who's doing some experiments that I could actually go along and collaborate with. I'd like to make myself a guinea pig for some biofeedback experiences.
Consider me doing it. That's what I'm doing.
Have you got the equipment?
You're building it. You're building the 3DMind.
I'll give you an example. Where I got inspiration from it was in Chicago. I was at an exhibition on electricity, and there was a terminal that you could put your thumb on and a light bulb. And if you just chilled out, the light bulb would get brighter. The less you did, the brighter the light bulb got. The less anxious you were.
Yeah.
So how does this work? What happens is it's recognizing the sweat in your finger.
It's an electronic stimulation.
But the
galvanic skin response.
The resistance of the salt was great.
I've been in that business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought to myself, if you could hook this up to a better entertainment system than a light bulb, maybe you'd get some real motivation to chill out.
Here we are.
You could make a fantastic game.
Here we are, Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
And we know we've got electricity. And we've got to start, or Benjamin Franklin, and we've got to get, we've got a million products and innovations to build.
Yeah.
Let's keep focused.
Yeah. Because you see, I think that you could solve the recreational drug problem if you could create a therapy where people could create feedback based on chilling out. Now, when I say chilling out, what we're doing is we're going from a delta state into an alpha state, are we? So it's like,
You have to go through theta.
Okay, so it's like
Theta is in the shower.
I want an instructional therapeutic system that will allow me to change my brainwave patterns and to transition through brainwave patterns
with the thing we're building and just the labels.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to show people how to go to bed at night, get up in the morning, and instead of leaping out of bed when they're at theta, to milk the Milky Way.
That's what I want. That's what I want. I was talking to
I know how to teach you to do that.
I was talking to my doctor the other day, and he said to me, "You've got a system where you have a gene which is called the MTFR gene, which is like a problematic gene for Celtic people, and it means you're not producing enough serotonin. And so what happens is I'm overproducing adrenaline to compensate for the serotonin."
You and I are both bipolar. We have a minuscule periods of depression and enormous periods of optimism, and we are hyperactive. But look at this. I use this sleep cycle.
But he said to me, my doctor said to me, he said, you want to be careful you don't fix this because you'll lose your mojo. In order to, if you're too concerned about optimal health, you can end up nullifying yourself.
The advantages of adversity and the obstacles. This is how I slept last night.
Oh, that's interesting.
And
so what's that? That's awake.
I was awake there for 2 hours, memorizing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and I can sing it all.
Yeah,
I'll do it. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true.
She's saying that in Kansas, isn't she?
Someday you'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind you, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where I'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly above the rainbow in the sky, why, oh why can't I? I did that during that theta break. I thought of about 50 more things, like how Shakespearean plays can be adopted to this thing, what a folio is, what a quarto is, what an octavio is, how Somewhere Over the Rainbow, the passion is in the first 2 lines, the mission is in the second, and then it shifts into the B. It goes to A.
Is there an application in music for this?
Yes, all over the place.
Binaural beats.
The vision part.
Is there any truth in that stuff? You know, like I had an app which would play theta beats and alpha beats, and I. Is that real?
This is the technology giving you a little feedback.
Is that real?
It's real, but it's a fraction of the comprehensive understanding you have to make any use of it.
If you expose yourself to alpha waves, do you sort of interface with them and get into a kind of like a synchronization with them? Just by being exposed to them?
I'm not speaking to that. All I'm saying is, what you're going to learn from me about brainwaves, about short-term memory, about very short-term memory, about long-term memory, about different kinds of thinking in the 4 quadrants, about the creative process as we apply to this, will blow your mind. That's a promise and a threat. We got to get out of here, Luther.